Dear friends, today I will discuss about the last section of chapter 3 of the Indian Patent Act or the Patents Act 1970. Okay, and the last section is section 11. And this is about priority dates of claims of a complete specification. That means if we are asked a question for what is the section for priority dates in Indian Patent Act, then we can answer it like the section for priority dates is section 11. Fine. Okay. And I will explain all the 8 subsections through my key points. So please go through the bare act as well. Fine. Okay. Subsection 1. There shall be a priority date for each claim of a complete specification. Okay. And as I always say, please look at the underlined words. A priority date for each claim. That means for each claim there must be a priority date. Subsection 2 says where a complete specification is filed in pursuance of a single application accompanied by clause A provisional specification, or clause B, a specification treated by virtue of a direction under subsection 3 of section 9 is a provisional specification and the claim is fairly based on the matter disclosed in the specification referred to in clause A or clause B, the priority date of that claim shall be the date of filing of the relevant specification. That means here, as per subsection 2, where the complete specification is filed in pursuance of a single application and it is accompanied by a provisional specification. And we all know that the time period between a provisional specification and a complete specification is about 12 months. Okay, so clause A is telling about the provisional specification and clause B is also telling about the provisional specification, but there is a condition. This provisional specification is considered as per subsection 3 of section 9. So we must see what is this. Though we have discussed it earlier, I will again tell you here for a refreshment of the memory. Fine. So subsection 3 of section 9 says where an application for a patent is accompanied by a specification purporting to be a complete specification, the controller may, if the application so requests at any time within 12 months from the date of filing of the application, direct that such specification shall be treated for the purposes of this act as a provisional specification and proceed with the application accordingly. Now I think it is more clear. Fine. So we can say here one thing, that the date of first filing of a patent application is called the priority date. We know that. If the system is first to file patent system, then this date becomes important, and if there are two patent applications with same or substantially similar subject matter, the earlier priority date application survives, or that application which is first filed. Fine. Next. Subsection 3 says where the complete specification is filed or proceeded within pursuance of 2 or more applications accompanied by such specifications as are mentioned in subsection 2 and the claim is fairly based on the matter disclosed, clause A says, in one of those specifications the priority date of that claim shall be the date of filing of the application accompanied by that specification. Clause B says partly in one and partly in another, the priority date of that claim shall be the date of filing of the application accompanied by the specification of the later date. So clause A says that the priority date of the claim shall be the date of filing of the application accompanied by that specification for this condition. That means where the complete specification is filed or proceeded with 2 or more applications. Fine. This one is the normal case, we can say, because the priority date is same as the date of filing. But in B, we can say the situation is like the description is partly done in one application and partly done in another application. Okay, that's why the later date is considered, we can say it in a more simpler way. The priority date of that claim shall be the date on which the later specification was filed. Okay, because if there are two applications and the I can say the meaning of the invention is completed, that means one can find the exact or actual gist of the invention only after reading the second application. That's why here later date or the later date specification is more significant, and that's why this one is considered. So we say that the priority date of that claim shall be the date on which the later specification was filed. Fine. Let me explain this thing by giving an example here. Okay, let first provisional application was filed on 1st January 2006, and the second provisional application was filed on 1st March 2006, and the complete specification was filed on 1st January 2007. That means 12 months after this first provisional application. Fine. Taking priority of first and second provisional patent applications. That means this complete specification was filed by considering the first and second provisional applications both. Here the priority date of claim or claims of a complete specification shall be 1st March 2006 if the subject matter of the claim or claims is based on the matter partly disclosed in first provisional application and partly disclosed in second provisional application. Fine. Now I think it is clear. Fine. Next section is section 3A. It says a complete specification based on a previously filed application in India. So what is this complete specification? We can say that this is filed within 12 months from the date of filing of the provisional application, and the claim is based on the matter disclosed in the previous application. Or this, we know that claims are present in complete specifications only. That's why I have written here like this. So if all this happens, if all the scenario happens, then what happens we will see in the next page. Just a moment. Okay. The priority date of that claim shall be the date of previously filed application in which the matter was first disclosed. Fine. Where in which application the matter was first disclosed, that date of filing will be taken as the priority date. Fine. Okay. Subsection 4. Where the complete specification has been filed in pursuance of a further application. Now look at the underlined word. Further application made by virtue of subsection 1 of section 16, and the claim is fairly based on the matter disclosed in any of the earlier specifications, provisional or complete as the case may be, the priority date of that claim shall be the date of filing of that specification in which the matter was first disclosed. This is also about the matter, this is also about, we can say, the specification in which the matter was first disclosed, but there is a little difference here as it is mentioning subsection 1 of section 16, and section 16 is about our divisional applications. Fine. So section 16 subsection 1 says, we know that the time gap between patent application and patent grant is this much is the time gap of time period. Fine. And here what happens, within this time period the applicant may desire or he wants to remedy the objections of the controller. If he wants to remedy the objections of the controller, what he does, he finds a further application for an invention already disclosed in the first application. Fine. So this one is our subsection 4. Subsection 5 says, where under the foregoing provisions of this section any claim of a complete specification would, but for the provisions of this subsection have 2 or more priority dates, the priority date of that claim shall be the earlier or earliest of those dates. That is, if any claim of a complete specification has 2 or more priority dates, then the earliest date is considered as the priority date. Fine. Next, subsection 6. In any case to which subsections 2, 3, 3a, 4 and 5 do not apply, the priority date of a claim shall, subject to the provisions of section 137, be the date of filing of the complete specification. That means if there is a condition where in any case we can say that the subsections 2, 3, 3a, 4 and 5 are not applied, then the priority date will be considered, or we can say the priority date will be taken as per the provisions of section 137. Okay, and what is section 137? It is about multiple priorities. Fine. Okay, next, here I have just mentioned section 135 is about convention application, just for reference. Subsection 7. The reference to the date of filing of the application or if the complete specification, I would read it again. The reference to the date of filing of the application or of the complete specification in this section shall, in cases where there has been a post dating under section 9 or section 17, or as the case may be, an antedating under section 16, be a reference to the date as so post-dated or antedated. Now friends, post-dating and antedating are two different concepts that I also have discussed. Post-dating in section 9 and 17 and antedating in section 16. Okay, so I have mentioned here section 9 is provisional and complete specifications, section 17 is power of controller to make orders respecting dating applications, and section 16 is power of controller to make orders respecting division of